Hello sexy, 3 videos in a week, yes you better believe it. I think it's a bit of a reaction to me not doing a video for a while, but it's not like I didn't do a video for like months and months. I'm really overcompensating here. I hate overcompensating, it's one of my worst things, overcompensating. Oh, it drives me insane. Anyway, something you've probably noticed about me is I am pretty English. I'm so English that it ruins my life a little bit. Like, the bad things about me are the extremes of Englishness that are in me. I feel like everything that's wrong, I'm just basically blaming everything that's wrong with me. I'm blaming on the country I was born. It can't possibly be anything to do with me. So first of all, I'm incredibly sarcastic to the point where if someone else is sarcastic and then they start saying things seriously, I won't believe them. At work, there is a guy who is very sarcastic indeed, in a most brilliant way. More sarcastic than me at times, but then there are other times he'll laugh at something and I'll think he's sarcastically laughing, and then we'll have an awkward moment where he was actually laughing at that thing, so then it becomes apparent that I thought that thing was worthy of being sarcastic about, whereas he thought it was worthy of laughing about, and then that's weird, isn't it? But yeah, I'm super sarcastic and it's not the lowest form of wit. That's probably my worst saying or phrase in the whole world. Sarcasm is not the lowest form of wit. It just is not. It's funny. I'm absolutely terrified of confrontation and of awkward situations, and I know that that is not a unique trait to have as a human. I know not many of us out there like having confrontation. It's not something a lot of people look out for. It's something some people look out for. That's the crazy thing, isn't it? Some people enjoy a good row, enjoy a good fight, enjoy a bit of confrontation. Where? It's so weird, isn't it, that we're both humans, we're all humans, but we have those different extremities. Like, I will do anything to avoid any type of confrontation, and that is from like having a major argument with somebody who has been really horrible to me, to the most tiny little thing, even to the point where, like, at work, if somebody reads out a story from the news and I've already read it, I won't tell them I've already read it. Like, it's that level of like, that's not a confrontation. It's on confrontations, it's like this. It's not even worth using fingers to describe what level of confrontation that is, but I hate it, and I've done it a few times, and each time I feel bad. I'm just like, I'll just let them tell the story. I don't want to tell them I've already read it. I'll just listen and pretend that it's new information. I'm falling off my books. If you're new to this channel, I stand on books when I do this, because this shelf is slightly too high for me. If I stood on my feet, I'd be down here. So I stand on these books, and sometimes I fall off them. I also get furious about Americanisms, which is probably one of my worst traits, because people get a bit defensive about it and sort of like, just deal with it, it's just the way language is evolving and stuff. Yeah, I do. I get that. I do get that. And I understand that that is absolutely the truth. And I also understand that there are probably Americanisms that have made it into my vocabulary. I was just thinking, me saying I get that, that is probably an Americanism, isn't it? Sounds like it's one. So that, yeah, it's inevitable that that's going to happen with the amount of American culture that's pumped into our faces. But there are certain things that aren't necessary. The reason I've made this video, I've just realised, the reason I am here making this video is because I was just watching a video by the wonderful Lexasaurus from YouTube, if you want to go and have a look at her. She called Spaghetti Hoops SpaghettiOs, and just made me annoyed. I was like, well, you were born in this country. Why are you saying SpaghettiOs? I understand that a lot of YouTubers have got a very high percentage of American audience, but don't pander to them. They need to learn that we call them spaghetti hoops. The English language in general is very important to me. I think it's a great language. I think it's an exciting language. I think we've got so many words that we don't use. I think everyone's vocabulary, including mine, is incredibly stunted. Like, the words we use, compared to the amount of words we don't use, is probably really upsetting. There are some really brilliant words out there, and we should use more of them. I love complaining. I love complaining so much, but hate confrontation. This is a very British trait. We complain and complain and complain and complain and complain, and then when the person comes who we're complaining about, or who is in charge of the thing that we're complaining about, we do not tell them That is very important. And it is seen, I guess, it can easily be seen as very two-faced and very sort of bitching and all of that stuff. But it's just the case that we love complaining, but we don't like confrontation. So separate the two and then you're happy. So complain about how the food is in a restaurant, and then when someone comes over to ask how the food is, tell them it's great. That's another part of the confrontation thing that I hate. I would not even ever consider complaining in a restaurant. Like, I'm happy to say, like, if someone gives me the wrong thing, I wouldn't enjoy it, but I would say, oh, sorry, like, you've given me the wrong... See, sorry would come out naturally. Nothing to do, it's not my fault. I would say sorry, though. Sorry, you've given me the wrong food. I'm sorry. but I would never complain. I can't imagine doing that thing where at the end of the meal you say, ever saying to someone, can I talk to your manager? Oh, I think it is my 7 years of working in the service industry that has just, like, I hated people that complained. I hated them. Even if I knew they were well within their rights to complain because we'd been terrible, I still hated them. And the reason is because I'm not of the mindset to ever complain, so I can't get my head around them. I just think, just fucking go home. Like, can you really deal with the stress of, like, oh, I've had a bad night, oh, I better exact my venom on somebody because I've had a bad night. Just go home, go to bed, wake up in the morning, it's a new day, it's done. I'm quite self-deprecating and modest, but I guess that is a trait that a lot of British people have, and it's a trait that a lot of Americans do not have. I think that's the biggest difference between us and America. America love and celebrate the fact that they're great. They love to say, I'm great, I've done this and I'm brilliant. Whereas we are very much like, I did this and it's a thing I've done. Have a look if you want. If you want to have a look, you can have a look. There's another British trait, guilt. I feel guilty that I've got such a great job, and I feel guilty when I ever complain about the job. But you really can't do that. Anyone out there who's got the job that they wished for and hoped for, you can complain about it. We can't just get our dream job and then go, now our life is perfect. Nothing is ever wrong in this industry. No, that can't happen. But I try and be really careful about how much I do complain about my job, because I know it's sometimes to people who aren't doing what they have dreamt of doing, and blah, 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 blah. And the final very English trait about me is my social awkwardness, but I also don't think that's much of a English trait, is it? Because there are definitely a lot of English people who are not socially awkward. I know loads of them out there, living their lives, talking to strangers and other such absolutely insane stuff. So I think that's more of a person who makes videos on YouTube trait, isn't it? The social awkwardness. People who are much more comfortable in their room on their own talking to a camera than out there in a bar style. Imagine being in a bar talking to some strangers right now. I honestly couldn't think of anything worse. Anyway, that video was painfully unplanned and I'm not really sure what I said, but I think I said enough to be able to edit it into some sort of video for you to watch with your eyes. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again soon, probably, when I... Bye! Hello, end of the video. This is the start of the video, but I'm sicking this at the end. I remember I revealed to you that Kevin Little sits on top of my camera to block out the light. Well, Kevin Little's turned into Gabrielle. I just thought I should let you know that. Gabrielle has sat on the top of my camera for my past 6 videos, and I just think that it's something that you should know. There she is.